Thank you for that very kind introduction. I'm going to be much more formal with my remarks tonight because I started writing and I just couldn't stop, and so you'll have to bear with me while I read these remarks to you. Our marvelous Dean Tenkey Tan, let me just add that you graduates are very lucky to study under Dean Tan, who has taken this school to unbelievable heights and rankings, possibly never seen before by any business school dean. Rainier Institute, well, that's coming up later, but this school cannot thank you enough for your genius leadership, and let's give the dean a standing ovation. I know he has to leave later, so we appreciate your being here. Also, I would like to thank Rainier Institute Executive Director, Dr. Michael Song, and Managing Director, Dr. John Norton, E-Scholar Program faculty and staff, Dr. Mark Perry, Tom Boozer, and Beverly Stewart, Rainier Institute faculty and staff, distinguished mentors, and of course, the graduating 2013 E-Scholars family and friends. This is an exciting, memorable day for all of us. I consider myself very fortunate to share this day with you. The leadership and insight of key business leaders have helped to create the vision for this school of business, which will play a major role in the future of Kansas City. Exemplary students like you are the fulfillment of that dream. I envy you because you are graduating from a wonderful program at a very exciting moment in our history. You stand here at the summit of humanity's progress, at the dawn of entrepreneurship. With a rapidly changing backdrop, we find the greatest business opportunities ever recorded. New horizons in business are bursting onto the scene with worldwide opportunities. Life stretches up and out before you like a magic mountain waiting to be climbed. You are taking some very special things away from this fine institution, some things for which you worked long and hard. First of all, you are taking away the ability to learn. Indeed, you have spent much of your life up to this day in the process of learning how to gain knowledge. At the same time, you know probably better than I that the frontiers of all knowledge have expanded so rapidly, the information you now have can be obsolete or irrelevant in a very short time. Our modern miracles, which we take for granted, space travel, personal computers, genetic engineering, instant worldwide communications, and 1,000 other similar items, did not even exist when I graduated, or even when my brother and I started our business in 1955. Yet each and every one of them came out of the minds of people looking to the future, just as you are. That's why I envy you, because your turn is now at hand. As the retired CEO of a New York Stock Exchange company, I can tell you the view from the top is pleasant and satisfying in many ways, but I can also assure you that the never-to-be-forgotten excitement, fun, and challenge is in the climb to the top, and you all have that ahead of you. The years you have devoted to gaining knowledge were indeed very worthwhile, and give you the essential tools with which to go forward. It is not the information that you have accumulated that is important or that makes you an educated person, but rather the habits of thought and judgment formed by study and reflection. You have been trained not simply to be students with factual information, but to be thinking citizens of your community. You have been equipped not merely with a memory, but more importantly, with the ability to analyze issues and problems and devise solutions. From your years of study, you have gained a perspective, an ability to graft new data onto old data, and above all, you have learned to understand change and to avoid the dangers of absolutism in any form. While the world is changing at a faster pace than ever before, some basic truths still remain valid. I would like to take a few minutes to share them with you. Some of the ideas that were critical to the success of H&R Bloch and which will hold you in good stead today. We have a saying in our business that the first 10 tax returns you prepare are the most important. We say this because it is this beginning that determines how you will work in the future. If you do poor work at the beginning, chances are that you will continue to do poor work. So start today with a commitment to quality in all that you do. Starting today, commit to giving your customers 110% service. Don't try to get by with as little as possible, but see that the customer is receiving more than he or she expected. This commitment to 110% service is the cornerstone around which we founded and built our business. Starting today, be a good listener. Listen to your customers. They will tell you what they want. Did they say thank you? If not, then you failed to satisfy their requirements. And you need to improve your service. Seek counsel from those whose judgment you trust. No one ever knows all the answers, but the more you know, the better prepared you are to succeed. Ask and listen. You will learn and you will get new ideas. Starting today, believe that it is never too late to change. If the sign in your window is crooked, then other things inside will be wrong. None of us is perfect, and we will make mistakes. But what you want to avoid is repeating your mistakes. When you realize that you have made a mistake, correct it. Those who believe it is too late to change will never succeed. Starting today, surround yourself with the right kind of people. People who make you think. People that are smarter than you are. Then you require you to make management decisions, yet provide the information to arrive at the correct answers. In order to grow, you need to have time and capable people with whom to discuss your problems. Starting today, have the desire to achieve and do it better than anybody has before. Success does not fall in your lap. You must chase it, but never quite catch it. Have a goal, a plan, an objective. The person with no goal is like a rudderless ship. Without goals, in 10 years, you will be no closer than you were at the start. Always look for improvements. When you are satisfied, you will quit achieving. Being dissatisfied means setting higher goals. Starting today, be proud of everything you do. Don't damage the value of your name or hurt your image for any amount of money. Ethics and honesty should be unquestioned. Starting today, embrace problems and find solutions. They will not dissolve of their own accord. The sooner a problem is solved, the earlier you rid yourself of one of the ingredients for failure. Starting today, don't be afraid of hard work. Put in more hours than are expected. Most people who fail assume there is a shortcut to success. Assume that there is none. Moreover, be enthusiastic about your work. There is nothing more contagious in this world than enthusiasm when that enthusiasm is genuine. You will find that true success is not measured in what you take away, but in what you give. And paradoxically, the more you give, the more you will take away. We hold the ultimate responsibility. We must first take responsibility for our own actions. Then we must join others in their efforts to improve their communities, to share with others, to cooperate in achieving goals, and to demand integrity and accountability from leaders in government, business, and professions. Biographers have recorded this conversation between Julia Ward Howe and Charles Sumner, the distinguished senator from Massachusetts. Mrs. Howe asked the senator to help a person who needed some help. But he replied, "Julia, I've become so busy, I no longer have time to be responsible for individuals." "Really?" she replied. "That's quite remarkable, Charles. Even God hasn't reached that stage yet." None of us can afford to become so busy that we no longer have time for others. It is critical that you, the educated members of our society, not retreat into selfish concern for your own security and welfare. Let me conclude by reminding you that if you think about it, it was the assumption of self-responsibility that brought each of you to this graduation day. No one, after all, can teach a person anything unless that person is willing to accept the responsibility of learning. So what you take away in knowledge from this institution is the direct result of what you were willing to give in time and effort to learn. I said earlier, from your years of study, you have gained a perspective, the habits of thought and judgment, the ability to be thinking citizens of your community. But only you can choose to exercise your responsibility in the broader community. Only you can choose to be well-read on local issues, to be willing to take a stand, to go the extra distance in giving of your time and energy. You will find true success is not measured in what you take away, but in what you give. And paradoxically, the more you give, the more you will take away. Only you can choose to see the needs among your fellow citizens and respond to those needs, even though you still have needs of your own. The greatest gift of all that comes from the education we celebrate today is the gift of a sense of responsibility. I hope you will choose to take this gift beyond the walls of this fine institution starting today. Education exists not merely for the purpose of learning how to earn a living. Education means learning what to do with a living after you earn it. Be thoughtful and active citizens of your communities. Live your lives to the fullest, for we pass this way only once. Remember that life cannot be aimless, but must be purposeful. And freedom does not mean freedom from responsibility, but freedom to work and to accomplish. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and good luck on your journey up that magic mountain that lies before you. Thank you.